What's going on, Blerds, nerds, and everybody in between? It's your boy Wyatt Sensei of the Syndicate here with another episode of BBC, the Bird Book Club. Get your mind out the gutter. Once again, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, the devourer of books himself, Mr. Young Elder himself. What's going on, bro?
What's up, everybody? I'm incognito today because I'm multitasking, but it's good to be seen and see you all and participate in this August experience. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we got somebody new, but he's not new because he's always been here with us. A member of the Blerd Syndicate, Mr. Nat 20 himself, brother B, Brandon. What's going on, bro?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy to be here. Ready to talk this book stuff. And I just want to say that intro is fire. That was great.
Appreciate it. So today I think we talked about it, we alluded to it last time. We were really excited about a particular book that all of us have started to read, and you know, some of us read twice. Looking at you here, Mr. Elder. The book that we were talking about, and we're going to kind of go into detail about, is the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. So if you haven't heard about Dungeon Crawler Carl, I want to, Brandon, how about you explain it? Because I feel like you have like a really good like storytelling, because he's also our dungeon master on the Blerd Syndicate plays D&D. So I figured that's why I want to have you be able to kind of break it down. Tell them what Dungeon Crawler Carl is about.
Okay, so Dungeon Crawler Carl is probably like the most fucked up D&D experience that anyone could ever have. It's this but it's like this guy Carl and this cat Donut, right? And basically it starts off kind of like an alien invasion story where, like, you know, Earth gets completely jacked up and these doors open up that lead like down like deep into the depths of the Earth, right? And this voice rings out in everybody's head, and they're like, you can either enter the dungeon or you can stay out here and fend for yourself, right? And so they go down into these doors, and basically these aliens have converted the world into this thing called the World Dungeon, and it's made up of multiple floors. And the more you play, the more you watch it, it's like a game show, right? Like everything's been there are rules, and there's a host, and like there are levels, and they all have like this like heads up display and everything like that. And it's basically you have to survive each floor, and the deeper you go, the more difficult it gets, right? And so, you know, Carl and Donut, you know, Carl's just this guy, right? And this happens at like 2:00 in the morning. So if you can imagine, like, no one's prepared for any of this stuff. Like, and like I'm like Carl pulls up in his drawers and slippers, you know, like, and so and Donut just happened to be with him because he was out in the cold trying to catch his cat. And so everybody starts off completely unprepared for this stuff. And so you go from, like, you know, being out in the cold at night trying to catch your cat to like running from goblins and trying to fight for your life and everything. So it's definitely a mind fuck from the perspective of the characters. And Matt Dinneman, the writer behind this whole series, he plays into that a lot, even into like his descriptions and just like the entire vibe of the book. It's really good. And yeah, I don't want to get too much into spoilery stuff, but it is a lit RPG. And for those of you that don't know, a lit RPG is like a literary role-playing game series. So if you've played D&D, you know, like we all have, then you'll get a little bit of extra layer of fun out of it because a lot of the concepts will already be familiar to you. But even if you're not familiar with all of that stuff, it's so much different from like your traditional D&D and stuff like that you'll still be able to kind of find a place to land. The book does a very good job of like explaining what's going on. I think if you've played the game though, then you kind of pick up on it a little bit quicker. So yeah, definitely check it out. It has been such a wild ride. I'm so glad that these fine gentlemen have recommended the book series to me. We've been flying through.
Yeah, like just my part that I would add. So for culture references, it's reminded me of that old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man, where everybody was trying to run for their lives, things like that, where it's a game show. That's the same kind of thing that Brandon was talking about, but it's with D&D features into it. So it makes it where and the thing about Donut the cat is like the first thing that happens to Carl, he barely escapes holding on to this cat, and he gets this like you get achievements, and when you get achievements you also get different rewards. So he got this like what's called I guess a pet
Biscuit,
biscuit.
Yeah, like
And
an
so
advanced pet biscuit. Yeah.
yeah,
a
so
magic
what
pet biscuit.
yeah, so what this does is it gives them kind of a different feature every time. So it could have transformed her into, a what was it? One time like a flaming, half demon cat. It could have done that where it would have been smoke and flames. It
Yeah.
could have turned her into like just a regular cat. But the biscuit that she got, what happened to it was it made her super super smart. It made
Sentient.
her not go from just being a pet to an actual crawler. So
Right.
it
Right.
gave her so now she's sentient. And the thing about Donut is Donut was a cat that was like one of those like show cats where they, take the stuff and they actually go ahead talk to like it's really really weird in that sense.
You got a
So
pedigree.
so she's super super stuck up. And so you're,
A cat, bruh. Like,
yeah, yeah, it's like a stereotypical cat if they could be able to talk and they've been pampered their whole lives.
right.
So
Princess
that
Donut.
yeah, that is yeah. So the
Princess
name
Donut, the Queen and Chunk, GC, NWR, 42. Like her full name is like her whole like lineage, bro.
hmm
And please say the full name, right?
yeah.
Right.
And so what's really really cool about it is like it's still being watched by other species around the galaxy, around multiple galaxies. So
It's like
it's yeah. Go ahead.
the most watched
Yeah.
reality show in the if it's a multiverse or universe. Sorry. Which one is
Yeah,
it? I think it's a universe. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
No,
think
I
It's
it's
a
a
think it's
galaxy. It's
yeah,
it's a
a
universe.
galaxy.
universe.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a multiverse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
galaxy though.
It's a
So yeah, but
galaxy.
Okay.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So throughout this whole time period, there's funny things that happen. The game show is run by an AI. The AI has taken a kindness to Carl and his feet. And so it's a
That
running
part is
joke that
hilarious.
yeah, it's a running joke that goes through all I'm on book 6. It's a running joke that keeps going all through.
Yeah.
So
And it's just when you think, oh, they're not gonna go there, they go there.
They go there.
Like
mhm.
they definitely go there.
Yep. And with the first book, what was well when it comes to like RPG or lit RPGs, and was this your like one of your first ones, Brandon?
Yes, this was my very first lit RPG. I had heard about the genre before, but
hmm
I never could find one that was like super that really caught my eye, right? Like
hmm
I know like the one I can't think of the ones that I've read before, but like the generic fantasy kind of thing like
Yeah.
that, I'm like, well, I play in those, so I don't have to read a book
hmm
about it and everything. But like I was saying earlier, Carl is just so different in the way that they take the RPG structure and they make it like this science fiction slash game show slash, you know, like blood and gore kind of mixture. The sauce that they put on it made it stand out like crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's what got me.
What about you, Elder? What was this your first lit RPG?
It was. I had just finished. I don't even remember what I had just finished. It might have been one of the Monster Hunter books or something like that. And
hmm
it came up on my book recommendations. Hey, you might like this. And I, looked at the cover and the rest of it. I was kind of in my exploration phase a little bit, and I was like, all right, let's see what this is talking about. Read it, and then I was like, I got to tell the guys about this.
Yeah.
I got to tell them about this. The part that really messed me up for real was like one of the first times the AI started messing with him about his feet. Like I was weak.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man, no, you cannot have a foot
hmm
fetish in this book. But it was extremely cool. And so from there, it actually kind of put me onto some other lit RPGs. After seeing that one, it did give me an interest in finding others and then continuing in the series and whatnot. But yeah, that was my first lit RPG, and the genre as a whole is it's fun and interesting. I always wonder about how the authors manage the math and their progression and things like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So Do you feel like everything is stacked against them every book that you guys read, or do you guys think that like they make things more difficult for themselves?
Oh, the odds are definitely stacked against to begin with. I think, oh, let me see. Yeah, in the first, but I mean, even with the way they just kind of drop everybody in, and they have this, it's a comedy, right? But there's also this like somberness that kind of floats around the whole thing. Like, I think with with each new chapter of the book, right? It says like, crawlers remaining or whatever, because that's what they call them, and that's what they call them.
Hmm.
The contestants of the show, they're the dungeon crawlers, the crawlers. And so like at the beginning of each chapter it'll be like crawlers remaining, and Carl even talks about this, like how the number just keeps going down and how people keep dying, like, and stuff like that. So like the goal of the show isn't, I think the show
How many?
itself
Do you
doesn't
remember how many crawlers they started with? How many people entered the dungeon?
I don't remember. It was like
Mm,
a
yeah,
million or so, right? A couple million maybe.
It was millions.
yeah, it was
It
Yeah,
millions.
was it was
million.
it was it was like, was it hundreds of millions or like dozens of millions? I want to say it was like 33 million or something maybe.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a
Yeah.
lot. I don't.
And
Well, no, it wasn't a billion. No, it wasn't a billion. It might have been hundreds of millions. I don't know, but it
it
was
started
insane.
with 13 million.
13 million.
13
Okay.
million
Okay.
players.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, by the end of the first book, I don't even think it's 10 million.
No,
Like,
Yeah. It
yeah.
ate them up.
So yeah, I think, the game is set up for people to die. The game is
Yeah.
set up for people to lose, but to lose spectacularly in the most entertaining way for their alien audience, right?
Right.
So yeah, I'd say it's definitely stacked against them. And your other question, like, do they make it worse for themselves? I won't say they make it worse because it's already pretty fucking bad, but I think I think what makes Carl and Donut stand out is that like they just kind of do things their own way. Like, they just kind of go off the beaten path, and they're like, well,
Mm.
what if we just do, like, well, what if we just blow shit up? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's
Yeah.
definitely more dangerous, but they're already, fighting for their lives every second anyway, right?
I think at the beginning, especially in the first couple books, Donut definitely makes things more difficult for him. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for
Yeah,
sure.
because like so the backstory between Donut and Carl is the cat isn't even Carl's cat for real, for real. It's his girlfriend's cat.
Ex
But
girlfriend.
yeah, well, no,
Ex-girlfriend.
yeah, but then he just found out. Carl just found out that his girlfriend or ex girlfriend now went on like a cruise to the Bahamas with her ex boyfriend. So he found this out like on Facebook, something like that. Saw some pictures, and he was just there, and he was just like, "Man, I'm finna go." And he's like, "I'm gonna take the cat because I know she liked the cat, but I don't really like the cat, but I'm gonna keep the cat just because." And
Well,
so,
I'm gonna argue that part just a little bit.
okay,
I don't. I hope I'm not getting too far ahead of like the current information, but in real life, like, she was about to get rid of the cat, and to keep that from happening, he was gonna keep her because she
yeah,
was talking
Right.
about getting rid of her anyway. And the other part to it is just like he's questioning it because he don't want to get sued for taking this, champion pedigree cat, you know, away from,
yeah.
the family and stuff like that. But
Well,
you
that
know,
was one of his fleeting thoughts. So like he
right,
was
right,
he was like,
right,
"Man, I'm gonna take this damn cat. I'm gonna go ahead
right.
and I'm gonna, I'm not gonna be here when she gets back." And
Right.
Right.
so
'Cause they
that was
live
one of,
together.
yeah,
And
they lived,
so, yeah.
yeah. He was just gonna take
W
that just to be spiteful. He knew that he wasn't gonna be able to keep her, but
Yeah,
he was just doing it for the shock and awe for the most part.
yeah.
But like that's where like once she became sentient and things like that, it was funny because like she still didn't like him and he didn't like her, but like they were forced to be together.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
what,
argue again. You think Donut didn't like him?
Oh,
not
100%.
she didn't,
No, man,
Not to
no.
not
begin with.
she
No. It's not that she disliked him. Donut is a cat. She was being a cat. You get what I'm saying? I don't
That
think she
too,
I
but
get
disliked
it.
I
him.
think
I
in the first book though, like,
She does
they
not
were
like him. She did
yeah,
not
they
like
were
him.
together because they had to be, not because they wanted to be.
Yeah.
All right,
So
all
I can,
Yeah.
like they grew to like they knew each other, so they knew that their odds were going to be better together. And the one
Yeah.
thing that I think helped in a lot of this situation was there's a third character that's in the group but not in the group. His name is Mordecai. So Mordecai is kind of
Yeah,
like
Mordecai.
they're
Game
they
guy.
even though they go into the into the dungeon, they're given a guide. And so this guide is somebody who tells them about the dungeon, how the dungeon works. And it does a really good job of giving exposition for us, the reader, to be able to say, oh, okay, this is why they do this, or this is how the system works. So Mordecai was like, hey, listen, I know she's annoying, but y'all may need to stick together just for a little bit, just because, hey, y'all may need each other. You know what I mean? She's got certain things and skills that you may need. She doesn't have a whole lot of, she didn't have a whole lot of hit points, or what were they calling it?
She was weak
Constitution.
Yeah,
Constitution.
Her constitution's low, and her strength. Wait, no, her strength was high. Her constitution,
her strength and intelligence were like through the roof.
Right.
But she's like a glass cannon.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
So they were like, you guys may need to stay together. So there's and in the story, you get different bosses that they get to go into. So like there's different city bosses, and what they do is it was one that was called a crack Karen.
Crack Karen.
Yeah, so she was just an overweight, I guess, blob that they made her. Was that the one? And
she was a really big lady. Yeah,
like a Kraken mixed with a Karen, right? Because she had like the tentacles and stuff too.
Yeah. And so it's funny because the dungeon is made of certain pop culture references at the time, so that the earth crawlers can know what's going, or they have some kind, and because what it does is I guess they make it so that they can be able to tell the culture of earth while they're going through these dungeons and different things like that. At least that's sometimes what they do. Sometimes they just be throwing some shit together.
They don't tell the real culture of it. That's the whole that's the whole
they
thing.
Lean into every stereotype that they possibly can,
in the most ridiculous way.
They also fought the Jim Bro guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The
juicer.
The juicer. That's what he was. Yeah.
And the other thing,
like, come on, dude.
Come on, bro.
Straight up Jim Bro. Yeah, come on, bro. This is not cool, bro. Fight me, bro. Like,
so all of those they kind of mix in there, and it's funny because the AI learned from the culture through the internet. So because there's so much misinformation on the internet, they're like, oh, well, that's not really what happens in real life. But because it got it from the internet, it's like, oh, it has to be true. So there's a lot of funny instances like that make it really, really fun. So do you see Carl as a hero or just a survivor doing what he has to?
Oh, man, you talking about book one, right? Stick with book one.
Yeah.
That question's too deep for book one. In book one, he's a survivor.
I got you. That
like book one, he's straight up just trying to find his way, trying to get his feet under him, and not die. You know what I'm saying? Like book one is really just I think that a lot of energy and effort was put into the groundwork, and as you read further, the fun part to me that I'm noticing, and this is it's a little bit of a spoiler for further books, but look at the class chain that he has throughout each book, and then look at the actions that he takes during, like, within that class chain. And it's a really interesting correlation between, okay, hold on, so he's this class right now. Oh, that's why he was acting like this whole book. And that part is really interesting. When you get to the part where and this is some books down, I can't remember whether it was 4 or 5. Agent Provocateur. Have y'all gotten to that one yet? Okay, so look at how he handles situations when he's an agent provocateur versus when he was what was he before that? Hold on.
He's a primal.
Demolition.
I know that's his race.
Yeah, and then a demolition specialist.
Okay, yes. Look at the difference in how he handles stuff when he's a demolition specialist versus when he becomes agent provocateur. Like it really is some, kind of like and I think that the cool part about it is that the AI itself, like earlier your question about like are they setting themselves up or is it stacked against them? I personally think it's like 50-50. You got some people that's on their side that are trying to, that are kind of in the background trying to kind of mold and move their way for them, but you then also got those people that are like just trying to make sure that you have a good show, and what makes a good show is the murder. You know what I'm saying? Killing all these people and stuff like that. So I
take it back. I thought about it. I think Dungeon Crawler Carl is like the Hunger Games meets Running Man from the 70s, 80s, or the 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. So because
Yeah.
there at some point, you know what I mean, you have to go through all these things. You get sponsors, you get all the rest
Right,
of
right,
so
right.
Very
so
Hunger Games inspired. Yeah, I
Yeah,
yeah.
agree.
yeah. I
Yeah.
can see that.
I think Carl has even in book one, he had some heroic qualities about him, right? Because like when he
His
met up with
conscience, Meadowlark.
yeah, when he met
Yeah.
up with Metallark, right?
Yeah,
Like it would have been if he was just straight up survivor mode, he would have been like, "Oh, psh, y'all figure it out." But
I can see that.
even before he like, I don't think he was necessarily a hero, right? But he
Mhm.
was like, "Hey, he's always looked out for other people." I think
I
so.
can see
So
that.
background about Carl, he was in the Navy,
Nope,
Coast
Coast
Guard.
right?
Guard.
Coast Guard,
Coast
Coast
Guard.
Guard. Sorry, yeah. I knew it was
Yeah.
someone water. Yeah, he was in the Coast Guard. So like, he's a military, he's ex-military and stuff, and so he has those values kind of built into him, but
Right.
he's still just a dude, like he's not like, he's not like, he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But he cares about everybody.
Oh, he froze.
Oh, did I lose you guys for a second?
Oh yeah, you lost us for a second, but he cares about everybody, and then you froze.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he cares about everybody in such a way that he'll be willing to make it harder for himself to help out more people.
Bro, you got to finish this last book because yeah, there's he definitely that's Carl now. That's Carl and everything because he doesn't want to lose people. And you can
Yeah.
tell. And there's something that he says in every book. He's like, you will not break. And he's like, I will
Yeah.
break you, so
Yeah.
there's all those aspects of it. I think Carl does a really good job of like what people should do. You know what I mean? Like he's not going out of his way to screw somebody else over, but
Mhm.
he, you know what I mean? At in this point, he's just trying to survive. So it's really really good to see that in a book as far as that's concerned. So just in the Carl universe, what do you how do you guys think how do you guys think you would fare in Dungeon Crawler? Like you think you know
Oh man, who wants to say that they would be fodder? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I think I'd make it to mate. I probably would have lost it when I was in the bubble. I could have probably made it to the bubble.
To the where?
To the bubble where everybody had
Okay, okay. Like what's that? Fifth floor?
yeah, fourth yeah,
Yeah.
fifth floor.
I don't know, man. It would depend on like the options that you get for,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? For like, cause some stuff I think is just legit built on your build. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? A lot of it is your build,
Yeah.
and it's the build and where you get dropped. Let me say that, because if you think about it, Carl got dropped on the first floor into Goblin territory, and his strength in that first area he got dropped was enough to combat the constitution of of the goblins and let him
Right.
level, you know what I'm saying, fairly easily at the
Right.
very beginning. You get what I'm saying? So it's like all right, drop me where the goblins are. Yes, I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be straight at the beginning. Cause I mean, they're what they gonna do to me? 6'2", you know what I'm saying?
I
300
take that
pounds.
back. I'm probably cashing out at the train station. Like the train
Oh, the
station
train
would
station would have. Oh my gosh,
the train
the
station would have
Iron
taken
Tangle
out.
was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iron Tangle was kind of crazy. I
Yeah.
think I think okay, see, I'm thinking about like if the three of us were in a party, right?
Oh man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think we I think we do
We'd be
okay.
great.
Yeah, we
I
fine.
think we
We
do
fine.
fine.
We cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Because one of the things like they touch on it in the first book, but then I think they expand on it in later books. Is like you can like have parties, and
Mhm.
like
Right.
so even if you go into the dungeon by yourself, you can
You can
still
still
link
link
up
up.
with other people that you
Yeah.
find and
Yeah.
Mhm.
stuff. So I think, and then also the fact that like we play RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. So like I think we'd have a slight advantage just because like
Right.
we know stuff,
Mhm.
Right.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what that is. Boop, 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 yada, yada, yada. And also, you gotta have a good guide too, because I know, like in later books, like they were talking about how like the guy tried to screw him over and stuff. So Mordecai just happened to be a
A good
good
guy. A good
guide,
dude.
yeah, who
Yeah.
was solid, So a lot of that stuff plays into it. But
Right.
I also think that like some of the choices that Carl makes, like I don't want to spoil it for those who don't know, but like the fact that he chose the primal race,
Bruh. That
like
joint. is crazy.
That even and Mordecai told him not to pick it. He's like, "Oh, that race sucks,"
Right.
and Carl was like, "Well, something just led me to pick this race,"
Yeah.
Right.
and that shit ended up serving him well later
Oh,
on,
Yeah.
like, and then when he got the cookbook,
mhm.
like
Oh man, what book did he get the cookbook in?
that was the third one. The third one,
Third
yeah, the
book.
third one's
Okay.
Mhm.
called the
Okay.
Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, yeah.
That's why.
So
That's why I'm just like, all right, man. That's why I say it's still 50-50 on whether it's stacked against him or not, because it's certain things that, all right, think about him in the on the Chimerus, when he got the Chimerus action figure,
Mhm.
the Chimerus beanie baby type of joint,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
and the little box that it came in.
Mhm.
Remember, he only found that because of like the glint, the clue glint. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where'd that come from? You know what I'm saying? Like that clue glint. We see it in video games where you walk and you see something shining off to the side. Oh, what's that? Let me go explore this, and you find things. And so, man, he gets some really good clue glint like
yeah.
throughout the series.
That's a
I,
good
uh,
point.
I think, yeah, like you said, I think it's 50-50.
Mhm.
Well, and I think honestly, it was more like they messed up more at the beginning of the stories,
Oh yeah,
and then after that, once they understood like the system, then they were like they weren't making the same stupid mistake. Then
Right.
then it was like actively stuff coming at you. Like then it wasn't more their fault. It was like, well, damn, there's certain situations where like AI puts them in bad situations, or like they're almost unwinnable just because they just want to do it. And the other part of it about that is like there's a actual race or planet that actually is running the crawl,
Hmm.
and they're actively trying to kill off this Earth planet because this planet is I'll tell you, it's going bankruptcy. So then they're trying to finish off the crawl as quickly as they can because they're trying to save themselves. So that's one thing that they'll allude to even at the beginning part of it. They're like, well, usually you're given 20 days, but they're giving us like 10 days to do it. Or usually they give you 5 days. This one they're giving you three. So it's stuff like that makes it,
right.
well, like
Yeah.
you're like, it's stuff that's piled against them that hurts too.
Because the company started bankrupt. They going through bankrupt.
Yeah.
So it's like everything got accelerated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is like everyone when you start talking about the bigger galaxy stuff, like everybody is just selfish and just doing
Right.
stuff for their own gain. So like if helping Carl helps them,
Them.
cool,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But if Carl got to go in order for them to succeed in whatever they're trying to do, hey, it is what it is. So
Right.
yeah, I guess it is more like 50-50. It just depends on like which
Who?
faction you look at,
Yep.
It's
Who
even
a
is
sliding
at
scale.
arguing?
what time.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's a sliding scale. So at the most part, like
Yeah,
at the beginning, Donut was messing them up all the time. Like
yeah,
Donut was fucking them up. But as they started to go through and they started to kind of work together as a team, then it became the system was just really out to get. So yeah, it's wild, bro.
Speaking of out to get them, question for you guys: Where do you said it was a sliding scale? Where do you think Audette falls on that scale? She's one of the most interesting characters to me.
Are we see? You got to
I,
go beyond book one.
yeah, yeah.
She's in book one, isn't she? She's in book
She's
one.
she introduces herself in book one,
Yeah.
and they're ignorant of Odette. Like they know like the bare minimum of Odette in book one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
Okay,
if we
let's
don't
not get
go,
into spoilers. Let's not
We
get into
did.
all right,
spoilers, but just like, what's your
that's what I'm
vibe of her?
saying.
You know?
All right,
I
in
feel,
book one,
mhm.
go ahead, Wyatt.
Yeah, in book one, I feel like it's like she's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
she's not actively trying to get you, but I like she's like one of those people that tells you, okay, you probably won't get this reference, Mr. Nat 20, but young elder, you will. So in Magical Brawler, where the assassin girl is like,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm gonna use.
I'm going to use you. And
Yeah.
she actively, she doesn't have any kind of like, she's not trying to hide the fact that she's going to use you, but
Mhm.
she's not actively trying to screw you over. It's just that if it becomes a point of either her doing better or her taking an L, she's going to take the she's not going to take the L. She's not going to take the L for nobody. And that's the
Mm,
feeling I got.
Nah.
I feel you. Yeah, yeah.
She's
That's
cheering
pretty
for
good.
you until it's against her, and then she's not cheering for you.
Yeah, she's like, look, long as you on my team, and I think the fact that she's so open about it, like you said, kind of throws it. Well, it threw me off as a reader, right? Because everybody else is kind of dodgy about it, but Audette's just like, hey, as long as our interests align,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be your best friend.
But honestly, that's what she told him, from Jump Street. Like, hey, if you don't know what they get out of it, you can't just stay away from them.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
have your antennas up because she's like,
Hmm.
I like you guys because you guys are bringing me numbers
I'm getting
and
paid.
I'm getting paid,
yeah.
Right.
and you
Keep doing
guys are
what you're
really fun.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah, keep making this interesting, and I'll make sure that you guys get further along than what you have from here.
Right.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
But then like you hear you and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it all afterwards. Like the backstory between her and Mordecai.
Man, we
Like
can't. Oh, bro,
Oh
you
yeah,
we don't have to
that
talk
part.
about it
Oh my
now,
god.
but
I gotta have you finish this book, bro, because
layers,
it
you know.
when I tell you shit goes from like here to like let's fucking go, like it's like that.
Yeah. Oh, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it.
Man,
Righteously.
Yeah. Nah. It gets good.
mhm,
Like it starts off good, but it just every time you think every with every book they up the ante in such a
Yeah.
satisfying way. Like it's not just like this floor is hard. This floor of the dungeon is harder than the last floor. It's like they'll throw different wind conditions at you. Man, and the other NPCs that they meet, or not other NPCs, but the other crawlers that they meet and
mhm,
stuff are really interesting and everything. Because like Sensei, you were saying like Wyatt's or Carl's words. Carl's thing that he says, you won't break me and
mhm.
everything. But then you see other crawlers that get broken and
Yeah.
what that does to them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they're human, but like,
Yeah.
hey, your humanity gone though,
Yeah,
Righteous
so
is. Yeah.
yeah, it gets wild because so in the dungeon when if you kill a player, you get a player killer skull next to your name, and for each player you kill, you get another skull, and so like you could get experience from doing that, but
You get
like I was saying the
experience
party
and some
system
good loot.
earlier,
yeah.
yeah, but it changes the way that other people look at you, because like oh you kill people, and I'm
Right.
people, so
Right.
So
Oh
you
my
know
god. That whole player killer skull thing is like a real interesting political aspect of the book, because even if it became something out of necessity, it still is like a black mark. You know what I'm saying? That's the scarlet letter for
mhm.
you, for the rest of the crawl, it's just the whole drama behind it was fun to me, and kind of just interesting.
especially
As
early on, because
oh, for
nobody has
sure.
any reputation yet.
You're
So
right.
like,
Mhm.
so
Right.
like in that first book, you see a player killer skull, it's like you automatic, oh, you're a murderer,
Oh,
you
you're
know?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, Maggie, My, and Frank Q. That
yeah,
whole
boy. Oh,
boy.
but then even the way that situation was handled, though, right, was like, because if again, not getting into spoilers, but technically, Carl should have a player killer skull, right?
Nope, 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 nope,
You
nope.
don't think so?
No, he didn't do it.
But
He
he left.
injured.
He
He
set the.
injured.
He left the
He
thing there,
injured.
though.
It didn't kill her. It didn't kill.
Oh, you're right. You're
That's
right.
the.
I forgot
That's
about
what.
that. I
That's
forgot
why.
about
Mhm.
that.
That's why Maggie snapped. You
I
see what I'm
forgot about
saying?
that.
Yeah, he
Okay.
didn't kill
Yeah.
her.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
he,
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. But even that. Oh, y'all read this book. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, good.
The situations that Carl and Donut find themselves in, because like yeah, part of it is you have to beat the bosses and you fight the juicer and the crack carrot and stuff like that, but also like just because you're a crawler doesn't necessarily mean that you're on the same team.
Right.
facts,
And
facts.
so and in some scenarios the crawlers can be more dangerous than the mobs and the bosses
Hey,
you know
bruh. Oh my gosh. I'm so angry that you haven't finished this book.
I'm gonna finish it.
Bedlam
I'm
Bride,
gonna
man.
finish it. I'm
The
gonna
the
finish
re-
it. We're on what, book 7
six
now?
six because the
Six,
seventh
yeah.
the seventh book is the last one that's out, and then he's got it. So he does about Dungeon Crawler Carl, the series and everything like that. So it's done so well that they've made manga out of it.
Mhm.
They've also made it's like a theater version, so it's more dramatic. They have like sound things through there, and they also are actually looking at making it into like a live action show with the guy from Family Guy, Seth.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, so he's attached to it. So it's to a point where like there's so many things and everything just like everybody has been saying here, everything just ticks up a little bit more in every book. Just when you think like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have like a slow book, like, and at some points you're just like, okay, like I'm not seeing where this is going until like at the very end where you see where it's coming from or how to actually do. It's almost to me, it's almost like a crazy Mission Impossible. You know how Mission Impossible, you just like, I don't see how they're going to get out of this situation. And then somehow fucking Tom Cruise always gets out of the situation. That's
Yeah,
Carl and Donut in in these books. You're
to a
like,
T.
oh yeah, we're 20 feet under, we're 20 miles underneath the water, but we're still going to make it out alive, and nobody's going to die.
Yeah,
So,
man.
so I got one more question for you guys before we end tonight. And I'll open it to any person so far that you've read. Who is your favorite character?
Just in book one.
Throughout the whole thing, I'll let you because that's it's a lot. So I know.
Uh, for me, my favorite character is Katya.
Mhm.
And again, so Katya doesn't show up until I think book
Two.
2 or 3, right?
She has to show up
Um,
in two, maybe.
I think she showed up at like the end of 2,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I like Katya because I think besides Carl, I think Katya has the most character development and like character progression,
Mhm.
and it's just cool to watch that transformation happen in real time.
Mhm.
Like I say, well, okay, I'll say Katya is my favorite like minor character. Like I think Carl and Donut are so strong. I think that they're actually like really awesome protagonists, and they're the best characters in the whole series. But like them notwithstanding, I'd probably say Katya just because like I feel like if they did a spinoff with Katya's story, I'd probably read the crap out of that too. Like just because she's got her own stuff going on and everything, and she's got her best friend turned rival and all this stuff, and like when she's part of the daughters and then she leaves and other like it's like she's got like a whole backstory going on over it. And then I think her and the tiger dude end up so
Mhm.
Batista.
like do what else
Batista.
Batista, yeah. So like I feel like she's besides Donut and Carl, I feel like Katya's got the most going on outside of like the main character, so
Mhm.
she probably my favorite, besides Donut and Carl.
What about you, Steve?
If I have to choose outside of, I mean, between Donut and Carl, Donut is my favorite.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, the AI.
Ooh, good shout.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
shout. Yeah.
AI is
the
my
AI
favorite character.
is
Yeah, the
is
AI is like,
AI. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
the
The
AI
AI is a
like
is
fucking trip.
the AI really makes the story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even from the beginning, just because from the beginning the AI comes off as a setting. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
as you
Hmm.
progress, the AI is legit a character. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a part of the story in a way that that really you underestimate how connected it is at the beginning of the story, because it's just like a, all right, this is the update, but it doesn't take long before it's like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Because
it
he's
kind
been
of
with them
clicks.
from the very beginning, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that's my, outside of Donut and Carl, the AI is probably my favorite character. Mordecai, he's straight, but yeah, he be a little bit too whiny sometimes,
Right.
That is like a, I think that when you were talking about the dungeon breaking people,
Mhm.
Mordecai is like on that line of broken. You know what I'm saying? He might not be completely broken, but he on that line for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I had to give my favorite character outside of the three, like Carl, Donut, and the AI keeps me laughing every fucking time.
That was a good pick. Yeah.
The other person that I really like is Ellie, the old lady that ends up
Ellie
becoming the
McGibbs is
Oh,
yeah.
a G.
yeah.
Elle
Ellie is
McGibbs, yeah, she
yeah.
hard. She
So
is.
Ellie started off as like an old 99-year-old woman,
Yeah.
and at the end of the first book you get to choose your race. And so Ellie was a part of a retirement home, and the retirement home, like, everybody got to choose their race, and so Ellie chose like a frost fairy. And
Tundra
so
Princess.
yeah, and so she
Yeah.
she got to go from being like a 99-year-old woman in a wheelchair to now she's like a 30, 40 something year old woman
Yeah.
who still has a mouth like an old woman. Like she still
Oh,
says what she wants
Yeah.
to.
wow.
She's like, man, she tells Carl, like, Carl, if it wasn't for you, you know what I'm saying, I'd give you the business. And he's like, I
Right.
still remember that you was 99
He
years
was
old.
old. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But she was
It's
still
like if
saying
I
that to
was 30
Carl when
years
he
younger, now I am. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
she so Ellie is that chick because she's still ride or die. She's still like she's still with the shits. And it always makes me like happy and smile because she ain't nobody to play with. She ain't nobody bitch. So she be going through it. So
Don't sleep on Proponti.
uh
Prepotente?
Prepotente.
Pony.
Yeah.
What? How
Yeah,
you say it?
Prepotente. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pony.
Listen, Pony is
Yeah.
like his character's fun, and I like the development of him over the books. Like
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
really
he's
cool.
yeah. I
Like
didn't
his
think he was gonna be as important as he was, or as he ended up being.
Hmm.
Yeah. They
No
didn't.
spoilers.
They
Yeah.
although he shows up, I will say they don't foreshadow his importance very much. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the part that when he flips the script on him, it's like, wait a minute, hold on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, he,
Yo,
bruh,
speaking of foreshadowing, and we don't have to get into it too much, but you guys are further along than I am. And they did kind of hint at in the first book. What is up with old girl in the shopping cart, bruh?
You gotta finish the
oh,
book.
Agatha.
What is up with old girl in the
Bruh.
shopping
Hey, bruh,
Nigga, I need you to
hey,
finish this book. I
bruh,
need you to finish this book
hey.
because
You
there's
ain't ready for
so
Agatha. You
yeah,
ain't ready for
there's
Agatha.
so much
Agatha, yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much shit that happens in this book.
really.
Like it ties everything up. So
This book
man,
really represents like a shift in the background narrative. I feel like the
mhm,
background narrative gets pushed a lot more to the front. You get what I'm saying? Like it's that it doesn't take over the
Absolutely.
story yet, but
Yeah.
in Bedlam Bride, like that background, that undercurrent that's been kind of there with Carl, you know, you will not break me, you know,
Yeah.
it moves up like to like a hey, don't forget that, you
yeah,
know.
fuck,
No,
It-
I felt that at the end of Butcher's Masquerade, right? Like
mhm,
you could tell like this what after the masquerade and everything is over, you're like, oh, this the squad. Like
yeah,
I
mhm.
think we just Avengers assembled a little
hey,
bit, you know?
I'm glad you said that. It's like the end of this book is like the end of phase one in Marvel. So now you've got the Avengers together and like the big bad is still in the background, but
Yeah.
you got to get there. And now
Ooh,
we're
that's
right
good.
there. So
Okay. Yeah.
there's a lot,
I'm gonna start it
man,
tomorrow. I'm gonna pick it back up tomorrow.
because
Yeah. This
bro,
is gonna be hype. So they answer the Agatha question in Bedlam Bride too.
yeah, somewhat.
I'm
mhm.
excited because she just be
Not even
popping up
leveling, bro.
random
Yeah,
ass time.
yeah,
Bruh, there's so like I want to talk to you so much about everything that's happened because and Stephen, I gotta commend you, bro. You hold it down where you don't talk about any other parts of it. You be like, ooh,
Bro,
finish the
fact.
book.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
cause I'd be like, Nick, like every time I finish, I'd be like, who I got to talk to about this. And so
Yeah.
like
Right.
I hit Stephen with a text or two, like, oh, I finished this part. Oh, I got to this part. He'd be like, just wait. And he
Hmm.
just puts just wait. And I was like, then I finished the book and I was like, okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, Bedlam Bride, Lee June.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Wait,
Yes, I do.
no.
Oh,
I like Lee June. What? No,
hey,
no.
don't worry about it. Don't worry
Finish it.
about it. Just
Finish
finish
it,
the
bro.
book, bro.
Finish the book, bro.
Because
Cause
you know what? For real, when I tell you that, like Bedlam Bride, and I'm gonna give you something like, okay, his new friend at the end of the book.
mm-hmm,
Think about that last fight,
mm-hmm,
and he made
Okay.
a new
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Wyatt?
mm-hmm. I
Okay,
know what you're talking about.
Wait, at the end of Bedlam Bride or at the end of
At the end of Bedlam Bride.
Oh, okay,
Wait
yeah, no.
till you see that friend in the next book. When I tell you that, like,
I know it's gonna be fire. I
bruh,
know it's gonna be
like
fire.
insane.
Uh,
Like the thing about it is that the funny part to me in Bedlam Bride is like there's one specific part. Man, wrap the show so we can talk offline.
Bro,
Man,
we look,
So,
hey,
bruh.
look, I
don't
hadn't
leave
read it
nothing
yet, so
falling,
don't
Carl.
spoil it too much. Do I
I ain't
do
gonna
I need to
spoil it
drop
too
off
much.
so
I ain't gonna spoil it
y'all
too
can
much.
converse openly?
Man,
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but like
Okay. Okay.
In Bedlam Bride, I feel like you see Carl cross a line
Mhm.
that it was kind of like, wow, you did that? You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, so
You know what I'm talking about?
yes. So
Okay,
there's so much stuff. So Brandon,
bro.
we go, yeah, bruh. That's where, like, when I finished the book and I was just like, oh, okay. Like, literally, I finished the book. We did a episode last week,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I got like 12 hours still left in the book. I finished the book within a week. That's where because it kept like,
It
oh,
just kept
like I
getting.
can't I
Yeah,
can't I
yeah.
can't stop. Like I got to know how this one ends. Otherwise, there's gonna be, consequences and repercussions. So well, yeah, just to wrap this up, like, if you guys don't get excited about this book, I'm sorry that we didn't do a good job of expressing how well this is, but I think we did. So you guys check this book out. If there's other books that you guys think that would be really, really good to watch or listen to or read, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to take those on and like listen and watch and read those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do like just don't be like Hulk Hogan. But I still want you to smash this follow button. And we're gonna love you 3000. But until then, we're gonna be like the Ninja Turtles and get the shell out of here. So peace, love, and hair grease.